Hello, my name is Mary.
And my name is Christine.
And we are sisters, and together we co-host the weekly podcast, Dawson Cries. That's wah, Dawson Cries.
Wah.
We like to say that Dawson cries so that we don't have to. Once a week, my sister and I delight in a conversation about the goings-on of Cape Side's most raucous teenagers. And it's our little escape from the day-to-day stinkhole that we're in.
Oh,
yeah. We've been having a great time. This is our first time watching the show. We had never seen it when we were teenagers ourselves. And now we're sort of reliving our youth through the Cape Side crew, if you will.
The Big D, yeah.
The Big D. So this week, the episode is To Be or Not to Be. And it's quite a doozy. Christine, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, sure, I'll kick us off. Yes, it is called To Be or Not to Be. This is Season 2, Episode 14, for those of you that are keeping track.
Christine's always got the numbers.
I know, I've started noting them in my notebook, and I'm like, oh, fun fact. I don't even know how many seasons or episodes there are in Season 2, but I know this is number 14. I kind of think there's a lot. But, you know,
seems like they pack them in.
We'll be here for each one. Yeah, so we open back in Big D's room. Classic, standard opening. And we have Pacey, Dawson, and Jack. And they're all together. And it opens, and you kind of see... This reminds me a lot of my grandfather, actually. Because Jack had built...
Our grandfather.
Yes, our grandfather. Jack, we are sisters. We are sisters. From the same Mr. and grandfather. And just have to clarify that. But he would build these like model towns that a little toy train would run through, and they were so elaborate and detailed, and it kind of always blew our minds. I'm Mary, I'm speaking for you now, but they were really, really cool. And usually around Christmas time, so it would have like fake snow on the trees and little houses and a little man who would pop up and down whenever the train passed.
Of him.
Yes, that was so cool.
Yeah.
So Jack is kind of like done what our grandfather did and built this really impressive model of Cape Side that Dawson's going to use in the film. And so they're all kind of checking that out, and the banter is really natural, and they seem to be getting along really well. Which is good because there's obviously a lot of tension with Jack and Dawson. But Pacey seems kind of like the social lubricant and making it fine. He's like smoothing it over. And it seems like they're getting along pretty well, all three. Like they're joking around. Dawson kind of explains how he's going to use it for his film, like to do the close-up shots so that he doesn't have to rent a helicopter. Like, I don't even know how else he could get those kind of shots.
I don't know.
But then Pacey is like, all right, I got to go do my homework, guys.
Oh, he could use a drone. Now he would use a drone.
Oh, yes. Okay.
But we're in the 90s, so.
No drones. Yeah, we're not quite there yet. So Dawson has to go with the model. But Pacey, yeah, he's like studious this episode. Andy has been such a good influence on him that he's gonna go do his homework, and Dawson kind of rags on him a little bit, and then I gotta tell you, Mary, too, because I was listening to another podcast this week, actually just today, and the podcast host said twice in this one episode, "I don't mean to bag on him." I know.
What was the context?
It was like make fun of or tease.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a different meaning.
It is different. I had to share it on the pod, though, because I was like, that's the first time I've ever heard it outside of Dawson.
Wow.
Dawson's mouth.
What was the podcast? Do you feel comfortable saying?
Yeah, it was the Other People podcast. I know.
Did one of the writers say it?
No, Brad Listy said it in his monologue twice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm blown away.
And listeners, if you like reading or writing, that's a great podcast. I'm going to plug it just because I like it.
Well, free plug for a competitor pod.
Free plug for Brad. He earns it. Um, but yeah, so Pacey leaves. Dawson is then a little weary or like weirded out to be alone with Jack. It gets a little bit tense because he's like, "Oh, well, are you gonna leave too?" He doesn't say it exactly like that, but implies it. And Jack's like, "No, I'm gonna stick around."
And Dawson's like, "But we're not friends."
Yeah, it got a little tense.
Yeah, it was interesting to see the dynamics shift. And I mean, Pacey definitely looks happy that they're getting along. He seems grateful for that. And yeah, it does seem like Jack and Dawson are able to sort of compartmentalize their dislike for each other and look past it in this situation. It seems like Jack is actually really interested in making this movie as good as it can be, which is interesting since it's about, his girlfriend's relationship with her ex. But, he seems very willing to help out and he seems to enjoy it. So it's nice to see them not doing the macho, let's fight over Joey thing. I appreciate that. And basically Pacey runs off to do that assignment and Jack's like, yeah, I'm sort of dreading the assignment. We have to write this poem and I don't know what to write about. And he's like, well, you're like the big writer in the room. Like, why don't you give me some advice? And Dee's like, oh man, all I can tell you to do is like offer the reader a peek into the private part of yourself that you usually stifle. And that's the advice that Dawson leaves Jack with. And Jack's like, all right, like I'll give it a try. And then it's like, we're off in the next day and Pacey's at school on time and he's got a spring in his step. He's happy to be at school. The guidance counselor, who we know is a jerk, sees Pacey and he's suddenly quite happy with Pacey because Pacey's a smarty now.
Yeah, he gives him a little smile. It was so rewarding.
Some encouragement.
To see Pacey's hard work pay off, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, keep up the good work, Pacey. And he's like, I've never seen you smile before. So they're definitely, things are looking up for Pacey. And he's starting to see himself as a smart guy, a guy who is capable of achieving things, which is really nice to see him own that.
Yeah, he believes in himself a little more and his ability. And it's so cute, too, when he runs up to Andy and gives her a huge hug and kiss and spins her around.
Yeah.
Because he knows, like, she's really helped him turn his grades around. And Jack and Joey are right there when it happens. And Jack kind of gets like, oh, I wanna get in on that. And he, like, pulls Joey in. And she's kind of gives him the X. She's like, nuh-uh. No PDA for us. Like, we could do this in private.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a little interesting. It's like, oh, okay. She's putting the brakes on a little on Jack. But yeah, I don't want to read too much into it.
Well, she's never liked any sort of PDA or like emotional shows, like I remember her and Dawson were like, let's never be that couple that's fighting in the hallway. Like, she's pretty private, I think, about her emotions. So yeah. I think that's kind of where that's coming from. But yeah, it is definitely super cute with Andy and Pacey, and Andy's like, what's this for? And he's like, it's just 'cause, which is like pretty cute.
Yeah, that was a sweet moment.
But Joey is happy with Jack, and she's happy that Jack and Dawson are getting along. And she says as much to Dee. She's like, I don't know if it's just the Hollywood in you. You're happy he's doing your movie, but I'm glad you two are getting along.
Yeah, that was kind of cute.
Yeah.
And good, yeah. I feel like Joey's always kind of on that road. Like, she always wants the friendship to be there. Like, even when Dawson and her first got together, she would be like, well, check on Jen, when she just lost her grandfather.
That's true.
She's not, I guess, like, everyone has a little bit of jealousy, but it's not an issue for her. But then, I guess we cut to Creepy Ty.
God, I hate him.
Becca kind of gave us the heads up. Becca,
by the way, we knew. Didn't we know from the very first scene last episode? We're like, this guy's a creep.
Yeah, I mean, I had my suspicions just because Grams was like setting it up.
Yeah, Grams liked him, and you're like, this guy's shady as hell.
Yeah, like what? That doesn't add up.
There's a devil in the back door.
But Becca, I have to give you a call out because your little tweet, just letting us know that we are your favorite siblings or your favorite sisters, made my day.
The favorite sisters that have a Dawson's Creek podcast. So the competition is not that stiff, but I love it. Yeah.
Hey Becca, yeah, still very much appreciated. Thank you. Gotta call out our fave listener.
Yeah. See, this is why it behooves listeners to get in conversation with us. Tweet at us. We'll
please do.
A fun rapport.
We will tweet with you and shout you out on the pod. And it'll be lovely.
Sweet. Yeah.
yeah. No nasty comments.
Oh my God. But like, someone who is doing some unwanted communication is Ty. He is calling Jen 3 times in a row, leaving her all sorts of messages with his name and number. It's like, dude, take a freaking hint. Oh my God. Christine, have you had, I know you have, you've had guys, I think we all have, who just cannot take no for an answer.
Oh, have I ever? Yeah.
He even says to her, he sets it up like he's hunting Jen like prey, and he describes himself as a lion and hers as prey. And I was like, you're even describing yourself like a predator. Like, that's messed up, right?
Yeah. Especially
what would you do in this situation?
I mean, Jen, she is so cool. She can't not be cool.
She's a pro. I was impressed.
I know. I'm like shocked I'm like taking notes of Jen.
Yeah.
Just like, you know how to play it so
Gotta
well.
be more like JL.
JL?
JL, Jen Lindley. I tried something new. It didn't work.
JL, I like it. I wasn't sure. No, I don't know. I mean, if a guy was like calling me a lot and I wasn't answering, I would be very confused if he walked up to me. Right. But I would probably be way more like awkward than Jen. I wouldn't be that cool.
No, me neither. I would be like, ugh, what do you want?
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I've been busy. I'd probably make some stupid lie up. Like
that would like encourage him to call more. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what I would do. And then I'd be like still ignoring his calls. And it would just be a never-ending cycle.
Oh God. Oh my God. But then she's like, listen, it's because of your Bible stuff, okay? Like, you're religious, I respect it, but I'm not, and I can tell straight away that it would eventually be a problem in our relationship. So she's hyper mature. She knows what she wants in a partner. She's not afraid to say it out loud, you know? And she's not so desperate for a guy anymore where she's going to compromise on these things, which is great.
Yeah.
But then he's like, I'm no Bible-banging Dorcas McForcus. And I'm like, okay. First of all, Jen laughs at it, and that is very unbelievable. I do not believe that Jen would laugh at that.
She might be laughing at that.
At him, yeah. And it's crazy. If you don't want someone to think that you're a nerd, please don't describe yourself as a Dorcas McForcus in a rhyme.
Does he actually say McForcus?
Yes, Christine. I wrote it down because I was so offended.
That's crazy.
By the language. It's terrible.
He doesn't have Dawson's vocabulary.
No, he doesn't. Oh my God, it was very upsetting to hear him say it in like a flirty way. I was like, no.
Cringe. Yeah.
No. And then he's like, oh, you know, like I thought that most women admired persistence. And Jen just comes back with I'm not most women. So but also, like, most women, I don't think they do. Most of the women are like, okay, I need to get a restraining order because you're really bothering me.
Yeah, way too much male persistence. Tone it down, Ty. Woo. Yeah, it's painful, especially to watch it now after we've seen all of the Me Too stuff going out. You're like, Ty, better cut that out now.
Yeah, because you're creating really bad habits of not hearing women when they say no.
Yeah, no means no. My God. Yeah, so he's not the only really annoying male in this episode.
Oh my God, they're all the high school boys and high school teachers.
High school teachers, Mr. Peterson. Stop.
I hate him.
He's terrible. I mean,
I
we
actually
knew
have
he
a
was
note about
trash.
his name later on.
Oh, you do? I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Oh,
I'm
when I get
excited.
to it, yeah.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
excited. But yeah, so he's the one, I guess, that assigned that poem
He's also the one who
homework.
was excited about the book fair.
He is the he
I'm
is
gonna
the
say that every chance I get, almost as much as I say Jennifer.
I was thinking about book fair when he came on.
Yes. I wish he was in a book fair mood in this episode, but he's in the mood for savagery.
Yeah. He's like ready to take down some high school boys.
Ugh.
Um so Pacey was like getting his attention because he handed in his assignment, but it was like some bullshit reason. Like he hand wrote it and his writing wasn't neat. So the teacher was like, well, either you could get a D or bring it in tomorrow. And I don't even remember because it was a stupid thing
Like
the teacher said.
points deducted. And then Pacey's like, I'll show you a D. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that.
No, he did some crazy.
It's total bullshit. And
Yeah.
like this teacher's just getting off on power tripping. You can tell he has nothing else going on in his life other than feeling like a big shot by messing with these kids and ruining their futures and stuff like that. He gets off on it and it's really sick.
Yeah, no business being a teacher. If that's your
No.
attitude, find a new job. Jeez.
For real. Oh my god, but how about the title of Pacey's poem, Ode to the Sports Car? So cute. So classic
Yeah.
P.
That is classic P. I wonder if he alludes to anything he did with Andy in a sports car. I just thought of that. Ooh.
Good, yeah, good connection. He might.
I know.
Maybe if he has to read his aloud next episode. Everyone will know he's now doubly not a virgin.
Oh, Pacey. He'll make everyone blush.
Mm-hmm.
And poor Jack. I don't know why Mr. Peterson singled him out, but he was like,
because they were talking. Pacey and Jack were talking.
That's right. And he's like, oh, a new victim.
Yeah, a new target.
Feel my wrath. Yeah. And I mean, how embarrassing, Mary, if in high school, you thought you were going to have a poem that only your teacher would see. Even at that point, I would be very guarded. Like, I would probably write a sports car type poem.
Yeah.
But man, to have to read it out loud in front of your entire class. And Jack...
You know what? Something kind of similar happened to me, though.
Oof.
We had to write poems, and then our teacher submitted them to, like, a poetry anthology, and they got printed, and mine was about a boy.
Oh,
It was something, I don't remember what it said, but I rhymed something with dark Levi's. Cringe. Somewhere in our house. Maybe I can dig it up and do a reading.
Yeah, please do. I know, I remember doing that anthology too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but mine was about just love in general. So it was
That's
okay.
good. Keep it vague.
It was vague. I was like, all right.
You know what? This is like matching in with my BuzzFeed quiz though, because I got Jack.
Oh,
and we both shared, some details that, maybe you don't want your teacher reading.
Hey. Yeah, accurate. BuzzFeed knows.
Yeah. So anyway, Jack has to read his poem out loud. And he says, like, today the world got smaller. Basically, he starts describing this man who he sees as the image of perfection. And he describes, like, his strong frame and his smooth lips. And the poem just sort of goes on. And the longer it goes on, the more that Jack starts to struggle. And eventually, he just starts crying. And the teacher is just being a little dictator. And then he just runs out of the room. He can't take it anymore. And what I was thinking is, like, this is where I wrote about the teacher's name. I was like, this teacher thinks he's so important. How important can he be if I don't even know his name yet? Because I didn't know his name until the end of the episode.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and then, Pacey's, like, gonna go after him. And he's like, where do you think you're going? And he's like, he's crying. I'm going to go check on him. And he's like, no, you're not. Sit down. And like, you know, it all goes off the rails.
Total asshole. Yeah. Yeah,
So.
he's. I can't imagine. I feel so uncomfortable when anyone is upset. It just makes me want to, like, help them. You know what I mean?
Oh, for
That's
sure.
so sadistic to be like, no, you'll continue reading. You will not help your friend. Like, ugh, gross.
It's not so.
It's really bad. Yeah, so Jack, I don't really know where he goes, but he breaks down, and then we cut to, it looks like a computer class that Dawson and Joey are taking together.
Uh-huh.
And Dawson is like being a creepy D. Like
he's always creeping, looking at over her shoulder her stuff. You know what he reminds me of is on election day when Melania was voting and Trump like looked over at her poll.
Yeah? Oh my god.
That's what he was like, who are you voting for? Like that reminds me of that.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was
like, what's your screen name?
Yeah, what's your screen name? And it was all right, Mary. I did get a few flirty vibes from Dawson and Joey this ep. I did because her little Hollywood comment. I feel like she gave him a little elbow in the hall.
She did
a little flirty. This computer class, like he's telling her like, what are your screen names? Like Cookie Potter or like, flirty.
That wasn't it. It was Perky Potter.
Oh, Perky.
Or Juicy Joey.
Juicy Joe. I mean,
that was kind of gross. I was like,
Dawson. But then the Spielberg stud, she came back and she's like, that's yours, Dawson? Spielberg stud?
Yours? Spielberg stud. And I was like, we know Spielberg stud. We know that is his.
We know him. Yeah.
I just wrote next to that LOL.
I know. That made me happy. Thanks, Twitter, for that little moment of joy. Yeah.
Thanks, Spielberg stud. That was a joke that we got 6 months after we immersed ourselves in Dawson's Creek. So
it was a
long pun, and it worked.
It was worth it.
I don't know if that is a pun. That's just a joke. We liked it though.
Yeah, it was good. It was enjoyable.
Oh my god! But while they're having this flirty exchange, they overhear all this gossip happening behind them about Jack.
Outed by a poem and a terrible teacher. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh, did you hear Jack is gay? Da 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 da. And Joey's just like sitting there, like, huh? So it's intense. And then she's like trying to take her mind off everything at the ice house, doing her shift or whatever. D comes up and he's like, listen, we gotta talk about the gossip we heard. I think you gotta ask Jack what's up. Find out if he's gay. And Joey's like, excuse you. Sounds like you're just trying to get us to break up. And Dawson's like, I cannot believe you would think that. I was like, well, duh. She would think that.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you think? I like asking you what you would do in this
situation. Mary, you're putting me on the spot a lot.
I feel like it makes for good conversation.
It is. No, it's interesting. Well, I feel like I'm going to kind of read into both of their motivations to try to understand. So I feel like Joey is probably feeling a little defensive and and maybe a little bit in denial. So she wants to deflect. And it does make sense to be like, well, you're only saying this because it makes Jack look bad and like you could get back with me because you could point out a flaw. Dawson says that he's just concerned about Joey, which is considerate, really, if he really is, because, it's kind of like a weird thing to find out your boyfriend is gay. Like that would make you feel a little, I don't know, it would be intense. So,
I would be especially upset if it was a situation where I broke up with someone for him too.
Yeah. And to have that conversation with him. She did kind of, yeah. I feel like Jack kind of came along, but it was like right then. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
they kissed before they broke up, which is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it would be tough for Joey because it's like she does kiss him. She saw his boner. Like,
oh my god, yeah.
She's probably real confused.
It's extreme. Yeah, I mean, I would be confused.
I'm confused now.
Right.
Yeah. So I think I don't. If it were me, I might be like, Yeah, Dawson, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Joey, I think, is a little more aggressive than me.
Right.
So I would probably just be like, yeah, it's probably just a rumor because I know Jack and it doesn't seem true. That's probably what I'd say.
Right. That sounds like you.
Yeah. That's as honest as I could be.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah, but then I mean Pacey and Andy kind of talk about it too.
Oh my god. Well, how about Andy's like not even speaking to Jack because of this?
She's so frosty. It's so sad. Yeah.
I know. I'm like, what? But you know what? Andy kind of reminds me of like a waspy, like, I don't know. Like she kind of reminds me of like, I don't know.
Like a Stepford wife
Yeah,
to be.
or like,
Kinda.
yeah, just like a real conservative. Like I could see her being like an old conservative white lady that's like, where?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to say anything bad. I like her as a character, but sometimes I get these hints that she could grow up to be a really mean old woman.
Yeah. Well, she has that brand of like goody two shoesism.
And like, yeah, being shocked and appalled by everything.
Yeah, which I'm
That's
not a big.
proper, quote
Yeah.
unquote.
Yeah, that's annoying about her.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's sad because it's her brother.
Yeah.
And Mary, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it probably again on the pod.
Say it again.
If you're not there for your family, you're just a piece of shit, listeners. That's a big lesson. The Creek needs to learn.
The Creek needs to learn it. We're trying to teach our listeners. So let it sink in and be there for your family.
Yeah.
And maybe your friends, if you have to.
Yeah, maybe your friends, if they're worth it. But definitely your family.
Pacey's really there for his friends in a big way this episode.
Yeah, Pacey steps up.
So yeah, like, where was I? Oh yeah, Andy's like, he brought it on himself by writing that poem, and I was like, that's where I got like the conservative thing, where it's like don't ask, don't tell, like, you know, when I was like, that's so shitty. And Jack even says, he's like, Pacey even says, he's like, you want him to censor himself? And she's like, well, that's not what I'm saying, but it's like, yes, it is. And then Pacey's like, well, what, like, theoretically or hypothetically or whatever, what would you think if Jack was gay? And she's like, I would be disappointed. And then I just drew a sad face.
Yeah. I wrote Andy would be disappointed, and I'm disappointed in her.
So true. So true.
I know. Because I do like her as a character, but I really didn't like her at all there.
I didn't like that scene.
No.
Oh my god. And then another scene that was annoying as hell. Ty, again, will not stop harassing Jen. He's unbelievable and annoying. She needs to block his number because he just keeps calling her.
Oh,
she's on the porch. She has to hang up on him a shitload of times. Oh. Then she gives up, and he like basically twists her arm to get her to agree to go on a date.
Yeah, really.
And they're going on a date at 9:45 at night, and I'm like, oh.
No, it's 10. Jen suggests 10. I was like, Jen, that's so late.
Maybe she has to wait till Gramps is asleep.
That's probably true.
Our grandma would always fall asleep at 10 o'clock on the dot.
Oh, Grandma.
Oh, Gram.
Mary. That's how our Grams would say. That's like our
she would say, Mary. Yeah, that's true. That is our Jennifer. Or she would call me Chris Mary. Yeah. She'd start to call me Christine and then switch over to Mary.
It happened. Happened a lot.
Oh, it happened. Or Kath. That's our aunt's name.
Yeah.
We're going through the whole roster here.
Yeah, you're learning a lot about both of our grandparents.
Yeah. It's oddly a grandparent-heavy episode when they're not in it at all.
No, it's a family affair tonight.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, Bessie's back. I wrote
finally.
Where you been, girl?
I know.
I haven't seen you in a season.
I know. Yeah, and I feel like she just popped in to give Joey some sisterly advice.
Oh my god, so true.
Yeah, they talked about the Jack situation.
Well, she didn't confide in her that he might be gay.
No, but like she can tell like something's wrong because she's like, well, he's been silent as a church mouse.
Right.
You should talk to him and see what's going on. And Joey's like, well, I don't really know. He doesn't seem like he wants to talk. And then Bessie just says, well, I always start with, long day, huh? And that always lets the conversation flow.
That was kind of funny.
That was funny, yeah.
Long day, huh?
And Joey...
I feel like people would just be like, yeah. And then it would end. I don't know.
I know, or you just start, like, small talk about how busy you are.
Right.
And with Joey, she tries it, and Jack's like, look, if you just want to talk to me, just talk to me.
Yeah, I know. He's not finding it.
No. He's seen past it. So, but they don't really get anywhere, this conversation. She kind of dances around the question.
Yeah.
And he kind of tells her what she wants to hear a little bit, but doesn't want to talk. I don't really know all the details because I didn't write anything else down about it.
Well, he's kind of, like, rude to her. She's like, well, you never gave me an explanation. He's like, I don't owe you an explanation. She's like, well, we are dating. And he's like, listen, Joey, all I know is there was nothing gay about that poem.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It could have been me. Could have been my brother. And I mean, in fairness to Jack, I don't really think it was that big of an out of a poem. I mean, especially if you take into consideration that his brother died. Like, I do buy that he could have potentially written this poem about his dead brother. Like, I see him, he's the image of perfection. I wish I could be like my brother who's now glorified because he's dead and everyone thinks of him as perfect. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. It's, like, totally not out of the question.
Right. But we're led to believe that he's deaf gay and that this is a hollow reason that he's giving.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the way he sells it. He says, like, it could be about this, it could be about that. He could just say, no, it was about my brother.
Right.
And that would have been much stronger. You know? But,
yeah, and then he just kind of tries to seal it. He's like, if I was ever going to write a love poem, it'd be about you. Nobody else, you know? So.
Yeah.
It's fraught. It's very fraught, and Joey does not really buy it, and Jack doesn't seem comfortable. It's just a mess. Their relationship, they kind of they fight a lot. Because they don't communicate that well.
No, they're not very honest. I mean, Joey still has a thing for Dee.
But they're in high school, like, you know.
I know. What could you expect?
Yeah. So, like, Ty, this is, like, the dumbest. He brings her to this, like, jazzy bar.
The jazziest spot, yeah,
She's like, oh, if I had known, I would have brought my fake ID. That's what Jen says. And I'm like, girl.
Aww.
But he manages to get them drinks. This woman's like, what are you going to have, Ty? And I'm like, can't you see that he's 13? Like, it's so bizarre. That's so weird.
Yeah.
It's like a little kid in his dad's suit.
It's funny. I know, like a jazz spot.
It's
really
weird.
It's also the 90s. Like, who's listening to jazz? I don't
know. Well, we had that Jazz and Violence CD.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Sax and Violence.
Oh, Sax and Violence.
Yeah.
That was a good CD.
That was really good.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering also, like, I don't know. I just wish that we got to spend more time on this date because it seemed, like, really interesting, and we were there for, like, 30 seconds. And
it seemed fun, yeah.
Let me see some more of their conversation, if they actually get along. But we didn't get to see a lot of that.
Yeah, we see them, like, sit, drink, dance, the highlights.
Yeah.
Fade out, yeah.
Oh, man. And then back at school, kids do what kids do, and they've printed copies of this poem and plastered them all over the walls. Oh my god, and we're in the classroom and that evil teacher wants Jack to finish the reading.
I could not believe it.
This is what I wrote. This teacher is a hate crime.
Oh.
That's insane.
I wrote, fuck Mr. Peterson, homophobe.
Oh, he's the worst.
I was like so mad.
Oh my god.
I could not believe it, but...
Me either. He's like, you can't, even Jack, he's like, you can't be serious.
Right, yeah. And I feel like if I were Jack, yes, I would say that too. At that
Oh my
point,
god,
I would say that too.
I've had to come back and yell. I had to yell at a teacher once.
Sometimes you have to.
Sometimes you have to. This was like a long-term sub who was just horrible.
Dude, mine was a long-term sub too.
Oh, they really are the worst.
They are really bad. They're really
I
bad.
have a lot of respect for teachers. This long-term sub, though. It was like an AP English class. She was a long-term sub, and she just didn't know what she was talking about. And she was trying to convince me that something that was wrong was right. And I was like, I can show you the source in the book that says that you're wrong. And she was like, go to the principal. And I'm like, because you're wrong, I have to go to the principal? It was insane.
Wow, Mary.
I was like, look in the book on this page. She was like getting all flustered. Oh my god. And then I remember there was this other sub that my friend had. At least I think it was a sub. Maybe it was the teacher though. And my friend was like trying to contest a grade. Like, oh, I think I should have done better on this. And the teacher was fighting her on it. And then all of a sudden she was like, okay, whatever you want. I'll give you the grade. You have to leave right now. You have to leave right now, right this second. And she's like, why? Like, what? I thought you didn't want to give me the grade. And she's like, I just farted. You have to leave right now.
Oh! Oh my god.
Isn't that hilarious? She was like very mortified that she farted.
That's very funny. That's so awkward. Oh my
I
god.
know, I can't believe I still like remember that. It's so funny.
Oh my god. That's crazy. Oh wow.
Oh my god. Anyway, we'll get back to the show. I'm sorry.
Back to the pod.
All my segues.
No,
I hope they're not annoying for the listeners.
I think the listeners would find that very delightful. That's a good story.
Don't you wish there was more farting in this episode and less homophobia?
Less homophobia. I was glad about the amount of spitting there was.
Oh, a lot of spit flying.
That was
whether
crazy.
You're swapping spit in the hallway or spitting. Oh, you did a little Britney rendition there.
I did.
Nice.
Yeah. Pacey, I was just like, fuck yes, Pacey, spit in his face in all caps.
Oh, yeah. He's like, he really goes off on him, too. Like, he has a great monologue. He's like, this is the misguided lashings of a bitter, lonely old man who only feels good when someone in the class feels worse. And I was like, yes, give it to him.
Yeah.
Tell him how you really feel. And then the teacher's like, trying to teach children like you is like spitting in the face of the entire education system. And Pacey's like, no, sir. Spits right in his goober face. And he's like, that is spitting on the entire education system. And the teacher is like totally shocked. He's like, like frozen. Right. Oh my god. And then Pacey leaves and he's like, I will not apologize.
No, wait, hold on. Before
okay.
Pacey leaves, don't you think the class would have like erupted? I was like, how?
I don't know.
How is it so silent? I feel like the kids would have like lost it. Be like,
oh, yeah, maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, because I can see, like, at the grade school we went to that was, like, really strict, I could see there being silence because the kids are all afraid of the teachers. But at the public high school we went to, I could see the kids screaming and hooting and hollering.
Yeah, I feel like even in the Catholic school, it's like, when a teacher, that's scary. When a student just does something that aggressive and strong.
Yeah. You have a vocal reaction.
You can't help it. You'd be like, whoa. Like, as an audience member, I did that.
Right.
I'm not even in the classroom.
Yeah, they were all kind of like, normal day.
Yeah. It was like, come on, guys. Like, show some gumption or something.
Yeah.
This is not an everyday occurrence.
Oh my god, so true. And
I
was just thinking, like, how is the teacher going to go on teaching the rest of the class after that? Like,
yeah,
how do you come back from that?
You got to go be sick and put a note on your door.
For real, right?
Yeah, you're going to lose all control. That's what I thought. I was like, there's no way the class would be that quiet. But yeah, Pacey, he's I wrote he's addicted to being a hero, which is kind of like what Jack says.
Well, that's what Jack says. Jack does not appreciate this display.
No, he doesn't.
And, the teacher calls Pacey an insubordinate little waste, which is like, okay.
Yeah,
teacher's calling you a waste, then they're a bad teacher.
Yeah. And I feel like the administration is like, they're kind of cognizant that the teacher is kind of at fault, but they're not willing to, like, take the student's side.
Right.
So, again, I mean, this isn't as serious as like some of the, I don't know, like university cover-ups that have been in the news lately. But it's
Mm-hmm.
like you gotta like the student is your priority.
Vulnerable.
Yeah, like they're a kid. You gotta kind of like look out for them too. And this teacher is terrible. He's so
Teacher
mean.
sucks. He's so
I
evil.
know. He's like just a jerk. I feel like he's probably a jerk to the colleagues too. Probably no one likes him.
Yeah, he probably eats alone, in the cafeteria.
In his bitterness. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pacey's like, no, I'm not going to say sorry because I'm not sorry. And the administration's like, well, you have until tomorrow. And he's like, all right.
Thanks for the
nothing's gonna
deadline.
change.
It's like, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, and then we're back with frickin'
Back with Ty. Woo.
He likes trying to woo Jen with treats. He brings her a cupcake. God,
That's not too bad. I would take a cupcake.
No. I don't want any of his food. I mean, I guess I would eat it, but I don't know. I just hate him.
You'd rather get your own cupcake.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Jen was like, I can buy my own, and then like secretly pulled one out of her pocket. Like, I already did. That would be very
so cool.
Jen. She's
would
so
be.
cool. She has cupcakes in her pocket.
She's like, oh, boy already gave me a cupcake today.
Oh my god, and then he's trying to be cool, and he's like, yeah, I'm a student by day, rat packer by night. And I'm like, oh you're just the worst.
Rat packer, it's like
you.
wrong era.
He's so awkward. I hate him.
Yeah.
I keep thinking of the gif that Becca sent us of Oscar the Grouch jumping out of the garbage can.
I love it. Another garbage character.
Because he is garbage.
Yeah.
Take him out with the trash. Oh my god, and then she's like, well, this isn't very, Christian of you or whatever. And he's like, yeah, it's something for me to go to church about on Sunday. And I'm like, oh, great, so you're like a slime ball that sins as much as he wants because you think that you can get away with it by just saying I'm sorry. Good to know. He's probably going to treat Jen terribly and not feel any remorse.
Yeah, I feel like Jen even calls it out. She's like, oh, so it's like party now, confess later.
Yep.
Yeah. I just don't, it's so confusing to me though, because it's like, Ty was the first episode, last episode, he was so, bantering with Jen, in all sexual ways.
Yeah.
But also seemed kind of innocent, like it was almost an act, like he was trying to pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
And this episode, it seems like the total opposite. And then he took her to the Bible thing. I'm like, I'm not getting a clear read on him.
He's very weird.
I just don't.
I don't like any of the aspects of it, though. I don't like the Bible thumper. I don't like the rat packer. I don't like the bad boy. I don't like any of his personas.
It feels like it's all a persona. I don't know who he really is.
Yeah.
And apparently it's even worse than this because, I mean, he hasn't been a total garbage yet, but...
He will be.
You can see it's building. Yeah. It's ripening into real trash real quick. Yeah, it's remains to be seen. And Mary, my next note I have to say is something about a Lifetime movie, and I don't remember.
Oh, I remember.
Do you remember? Remind me.
Okay, so Pacey basically decides he'd rather get suspended than apologize. And then Jack and Joey are walking down the hallway, and Jack has all these pamphlets that the counselor gave him about, coming out. And he just turns to Joey and he says, you ever feel like you're trapped in one of those Lifetime movies?
Yeah. I mean, I love Lifetime movies.
I know.
But I feel like that's
one
weird.
One of my favorites is My Stepson, My Lover.
Oh, yeah. That's a family favorite.
Yeah.
It's
I
weird.
also like the one where he gets addicted to porn, so much so that he doesn't want to have sex with his real girlfriend.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
But he's also 13. He's very young.
Oh.
Maybe not 13, but he's in high school.
Oh.
It's you're that addicted to porn.
Wow.
I know it's a real addiction, so I'm not laughing, but it's a very dramatic movie.
Yeah, that's intense. I feel like that's that. I didn't see it, but that her or whatever it is.
Yeah.
with that sex robot or doll. I don't know.
It's not even really like a sex. It's like a companion.
Oh,
It's like someone to talk to.
an intimacy replacement.
An AI chat. like a more advanced aim bot.
It was sexy.
Do you remember what was that thing on AIM that you could chat to?
Oh, yeah. What was that? Like, all I can think of is that paperclip from Word.
No, it was like
That was cute.
something robot.
It was a bot, yeah. Chatbot?
No. Oh, it's gonna kill me if I can't remember it.
Listeners, let us know on Twitter.
What's that bot that you used to chat to? I feel like it started with an S.
I know, I can't remember.
This is gonna drive me up the frickin' wall. But I guess we can't take a break to Google it, even though I really want to.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Andy and Pacey start fighting over what Pacey should do. And then we see a slur written on Jack's locker in classic Republican red.
Ooh.
And
good eye there, yeah.
Thank you. It's very sad.
Oh my god, it's the worst. And it's so dramatic. I feel like
It's very
this
dramatic.
would be so upsetting. Like, I don't remember anyone ever going through this in high school when I was in high school, like having a crazy thing on their locker like this.
Meaning, I don't think I do.
The only thing I remember, Mary, is you writing muskrat on that kid's locker.
that was his nickname.
Oh my god.
I do remember that.
As I was saying that, I was like, wait a minute, I remember that.
That wasn't really bullying.
Yeah. I think he was just confused. Why is
He
muskrat?
didn't know. You didn't get it. It's fine.
Oh my gosh.
Muskrat love.
Yeah, but yeah, and everyone was staring at Jack. Like,
Oh, God, they wouldn't look away. It was crazy.
that these are like robot kids in this school. Like,
I know.
what
Just
is your
look.
deal? Yeah. You're not
They're
erupting
voyeurs.
with Pacey. Yeah, they're the real voyeurs.
Mm-hmm.
Not like Dawson. Like whatever Devin thought.
Devin.
Remember
Who's that?
last episode, the model / Sandy?
Oh, yeah. Boy, we got real bad memories for this show. Okay.
Oh, I know. But then, yeah, like, so everyone's staring. Jack's uncomfortable. Joey, like, runs up and says, kiss me. And Jack's like, why? She's like, just kiss me.
She
And
says
they-
just cuz.
Oh,
like
just
Pacey and
cuz.
Andy.
Just cuz. And they kind of make out. And,
Yeah, they go hard. It's really awkward.
oh, so
I mean,
awkward.
it's pretty obvious that it's a cover.
Yeah.
Everyone's
felt-
just looking at them like, this is sad.
It was,
Right?
yeah, and I was like, it is sad. Yeah. I was like, no, Joey. No, Jack. Stop.
Just stop it.
Uh,
Oh my god. But Andy starts talking to Jack again.
yeah, I know.
I accidentally wrote in my notes, Andy starts talking to Andy again.
Oops. Yeah, she knows he's scared. And that, I mean, she redeemed herself a bit. I was like, good. That's good. You gotta be there for your brother.
Yeah,
That's
she
your
realizes that Jack is just as scared as she is.
Yeah. So that was good.
Oh my god, and then Joey scares the shit out of Dawson. She climbs into his room.
Joey's up the ladder.
He's not used
again.
to it. He's
No.
he's like, whoa. Oh,
Like-
god, like, yeah.
Who's coming in the window?
Who's that? Abby Morgan?
Oh my god.
Katie Couric?
In
Down
my
boy.
dreams. Yeah, down boy. Oh my god. But yeah,
Yeah,
Joey.
and she's like, oh, like, I think Jack is gay. I wish I asked him right out.
yeah.
And Dee's like, you gotta ask him. Relationships
Yeah.
begin and end with honesty.
Yeah, honesty comes back. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was kind of interesting. Like Joey, she's like, I need advice. I feel bad coming to you for it, but I just need your advice. And Dawson's like, lay it on me, which I give
Right.
him credit for. Yeah, and they talk it through, and he's like, well, it seems like you have the classic elephant in the room syndrome. And then he makes some kind of joke about it being a gay elephant. And then
Right.
Joey does Dawson's bed flop. She flops on his bed. But
Nice.
again, I was like, you see, like their chemistry come through because they're talking about a tough kind of thing, but they're still kind of having fun doing it. So I was like,
Right.
something's coming back with Joey and Dee is my prediction. But he gives her good advice. He's like, yeah, just ask him. You have to ask him. Um, like you said, like you have to do it honestly. Have your honesty. Um, but it was nice to see like they are still there for each other, even though it's hard to tell, like, what does Dawson really feel? Like, is he a little bit excited? I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
He
I
might
just
be.
wrote Dawson must be so confused.
He probably is really confused.
He's probably like, dude, why did you go after Joey so hard? Like, what?
Well, yeah, I would be confused too. It's like, yeah, you'd be like, why wouldn't you go after someone who's not dating someone else? I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's very confusing.
I think all three are probably very confused.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably
Yeah,
no
I don't know.
logical rhyme or reason.
I don't understand the joke he makes about a gay elephant either.
It's just stupid, I think.
It's just a bad joke.
Yeah, I think Joey's like, that's stupid. And Dawson's like, yeah, I had to say it. And then she does a bed flop and they
I had
laugh.
to say it, it's in the script. Oh
Yeah.
my god. So maybe this is them trying to redeem for their gay baiting in the earlier episodes.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe Kevin Williamson was like, ooh, I kind of feel bad about that.
Let's
Maybe
switch this character to
that
being
would
gay
make
now.
sense, like why it made no sense, everything that came before.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. So Dawson and Pacey are outside the principal's office. Dawson's like, listen, I wouldn't have done what you did, but I'll never in my lifetime be ashamed of you, Pacey. And Pacey's like, he goes in there, he knows what he wants to say. He's like, look, what I did was flat wrong. I have no case. I'm sorry for the event, but I'm not now and will never be sorry for the intention. And I,
Pacey's so eloquent.
fight the power, Pacey.
Hell yeah. Fight the power. He's the real MVP, is what I wrote down.
Yeah.
But he still got suspended.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
but totally
I
worth
can't
it.
and I will never respect you. It's only a week, though. Week off. It's great.
Yeah, Pacey can afford it. He's getting A's now.
He doesn't even have to tell anyone. Probably. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the rule is, but he could probably get away with it,
Oh my god! And then who shows up at he's like chilling at the docks like he's wanting to do. Andy rolls up and he's like, what, you suddenly give a fuck about me? Sorry, listeners, but I have to. He's like, you weren't there for me and you weren't there for Jack. And she's like, actually, I just apologized to Jack and I came to apologize to you, but now I'm not going to because I realized that Jack couldn't help what happened to him, but you brought this upon yourself. So again, she's doing a lot of blaming.
Yeah, too much blaming.
Yeah.
Just be understanding. It's like,
I
come on,
know.
people.
For real.
I know. Too much
And
judgment.
Pacey's like, well, you never asked me what was going on with me. You know?
Yeah.
He's like, I feel responsible for Jack. Because Peterson knew that he couldn't get a rise out of me, so he turned to your brother.
Yeah, this was kind of sad. I was like, oh, wow. Pacey really took it on himself. Like, he felt guilty.
Well, I mean, he was like, he did sort of rile Peterson up right at the beginning of the class because he like pretended that he couldn't find his paper as a joke, and then he...
That's right, yeah. Yeah.
Like he was kind of pranking. He was being the class clown again.
Classic Pacey, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was, I don't know, I was like, oh, Pacey, like, that's sweet.
Yeah.
You know?
And then Andy's like, well, why didn't you tell me this? And he's like, because you didn't want to hear it. You just wanted me to clean up the mess.
Yeah. It was tough. A lot of strain. And then when they kind of seem to when he opens up, Andy softens, and it seems like they might be okay, but then Pacey's like, all right, I'm going to go home. And Andy's like, oh, well, do you want me to go with you? And Pacey says, not tonight. And I was like, oh.
Zing.
Yeah. Man.
My
but
God.
it's strenuous now with them.
Yep.
So we'll
Strange.
see.
Oh my God. And then super casually, Joey's like, hey, Jack, are you gay?
Oh my God, Joey.
He's like, what?
That was
She's
funny.
like, are you gay? And he's just like, no, and starts kissing her. But he looks like he's got a secret. And oh, hello, is that Hootie and the Blowfish playing?
Is it Hootie?
Yeah, I think they were playing some Hootie.
Oh, man. Nice. I don't remember.
Man.
I didn't write that down. I just wrote, Jack's totally gay.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it was sad because Joey's like, no more poems.
Mm.
And then he's like, I'm not gay, Joey, okay? And I was like, not too convincing.
And that hug really gave it away.
Oh, yeah, the pained expression after the hug.
Yeah, it was very uncomfortable. Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's in his hug.
It's in his hug. Yeah, not in his kiss. It's in his hug.
It's in his hug, yeah.
Wow, what an episode. Apparently
this
the
is a
next
good
episode
one.
is also super dramatic, which is exciting for me.
Oh, yeah. This was a good one, though. I liked it.
I liked it too. A
A lot of good Pacey.
lot of good Pacey,
Also,
a lot of
yeah,
good
there was-
action.
A lot of good action. Not a lot of Dawson, for once.
True, no,
Isn't
not
that
a
true?
D heavy. Not a D
No
heavy.
D drama, which was refreshing.
Yeah, it was.
He was a backseat character for once.
Yeah, he really didn't have a plot line.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
you know, I did say down dog, down boy
Down dog.
on this pod. Oh, but I know we have a rule. No saying it on the pod.
Sorry, Mary, but that was a good effort.
I tried. I did also say it on the phone with you earlier when my kettle was boiling.
You did say down boy to your kettle. You did.
To my kettle. And I think my roommate could hear me from the other room.
Do you want a quarter of a point?
That's really begging for it. Might as well just take a 0. It's hard because I had such an easy week with my dares, but I just kept forgetting about them.
Mary, I know. I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
I kept trying to remember to say the warthog one.
Oh.
And every morning I was like, today I'm going to say the warthog one. And I didn't. I just couldn't remember.
Didn't.
I know.
It's
so
very
sad.
it's very easy to forget.
Yeah, listeners, if you're like in the medical field, let us know if our memories are like really something we should be concerned about. Like,
She's
should we be-
up in here asking for free medical advice.
I mean, if you want to give it, I just worry, you know? Do I need to be taking ginseng, like, just to ward off any
God.
future mental deterioration? It's a question I have.
I think it would be weird if you were thinking about the pod every second of the day.
That's more weird mentally.
Yeah, that's more weird mentally. All right. I'm gonna give you 2. Okay.
All right, lay 'em on me.
Long day, huh? Extremely easy.
Hey, yeah, that's a simple one.
And then you can
Thank
say, go hunt an elephant.
Go hunt an elephant?
Yeah, that's what Dawson says.
To Joey?
Yeah.
At least you didn't give me gay elephant.
No.
Oh my god. All right. I'll probably say the first one.
Wait, and now after Joey asks Jack if he's gay, she says, not that I care. Like, you're his girlfriend. You don't care? It's okay to care. You're dating.
Right, yeah. Hopefully she
Okay.
just meant, like, it's not that I am a homophobe.
Right, but I think it would be weird if you're like, I don't care if my boyfriend's gay or straight.
Yeah, you would care. And it would be weird if you didn't care.
Yeah.
I'm sure she would care.
Right.
All right, Mary, what am I going to give you? Oh, there's a lot of good quotes this one.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 that I'm considering, but I'll give you a pretty easy one too.
Love it.
You could say, I'm not most women.
Oh, okay. Although I don't like to bag on other women.
Oh, nice use of bag.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. I could give you party now, confess later.
Party now, confess later. That's a good one.
That could be a good one if you go out dancing, which I know you're going to do.
Tomorrow night, baby.
There you go. And I'll give you one more too, just for fun. You ever feel like you're trapped in one of those Lifetime movies?
Oh, good one.
Yeah, that'll be fun, hopefully.
Yep.
All right, maybe we'll do our dares next week.
We might.
Listeners, bet on it.
Never say never. If you can't say long day, huh? Then I don't know what to tell you.
Very, I know. I'm gonna I'm sure I could say that tomorrow.
I'm sure you can.
I'm sure I can. I'm not sure I will.
So funny.
Oh, well, listeners, thanks for hanging with us again another week.
Another great week here in Creekside.
Cape Side.
Creekside is the movie version.
Oh, there you go. All right, that's right. Oh, I love the zoom in and out of his house.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was fun. Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, listeners. Well, hey, definitely check us out on Twitter.
Well,
we wanna chat with you online, and we want to shout you out on the pod. Mm-hmm. If you're interested in building a connection with two sisters who love Dawson's Creek.
Oh my gosh.
We're at Dawson Cries at WAH Dawson Cries. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.